November of 2020 marked my 12th year of writing full-length novels. And over all that time, I've learned a lot about writing, publishing, marketing, everything. So today I want to go over 5 of the most important things that I've learned so that you can make your writing journey a little bit easier. Let's get started. Hello everyone, my name is David Webb and I made this channel to give you the best tips on writing and creativity so you can finally finish your book or have the creative career that you've always dreamed of. When you do anything for over a decade, you're going to amass a lot of information and a lot of tips. Some of them useful, some of them not so much. So what I wanted to do was sit down and take 5 of the most important lessons that I've learned as a writer over the last 12 years, not so much focused on the minute day-to-day life of a writer, but more like mindset changes that will hopefully positively impact your life as a writer. So first, there is no one right way to do anything, let alone write a book. If you just type writing tips into the YouTube search bar, you're going to come up with hundreds, thousands of videos on how to write a book, mine included. But if you take this writing advice as prescription, as hard and fast rules, you'll get yourself stuck in a ditch, probably doing something that isn't quite right for you. It's far more important to experiment over time and find the writing style that works best for you. What a lot of writers do is they watch videos and they read books and they find their favorite methods and they turn it more or less into a mythological code, some set of rules that they follow to the letter in order to create the best writing life for them. But there's one problem with having a code for writing.
The code is more what you'd call guidelines than actual rules.
On this channel, you'll notice that I often preface a lot of my opinions by saying just that it's my opinion. Granted, it's a well-informed opinion given that I've fostered it for about 12 years and it's worked for me all this time. And there are a lot of guidelines that writers should follow if they want the most stress-free, profitable, or efficient writing life possible. But at the end of the day, if something isn't working for you, then try something else. Next up, I recommend reading books on writing craft. Books on craft are highly underrated and vastly overlooked. A lot of people just sit down to write a book without actually studying the art. If you just read fiction books in the genre you want to write in, you'll learn a lot of the conventions and you'll learn more or less what to do. But books on writing craft will teach you why to do it, they'll teach you when to do it, and they'll teach you what not to do. They're a good way to find out what cliches actually work and why they work and when they don't work and which ones to avoid. You could read 100 fantasy books and more or less glean what happens in the fantasy genre, but read 1 or 2 books from authors telling you how to write fantasy books, and you'll learn why it works the way it works. You'll be more informed and you won't just be throwing tropes and cliches at a wall and seeing which ones stick. Books on writing craft will teach you so much more about writing than a college degree and cost you so much less. They'll teach you everything from mindset to technique, and instead of walking away after 4 years hating yourself, you'll spend 4 weeks and be a much better writer for it. Next up, if you want to make money from your writing, you have to treat your books like a business. It's a scary thought, and it's one that writers naturally shy away from because they see their books as an art and as something special and precious. And I'm not really saying that it isn't, but when you want to make money from something, you can't really treat it like a child. You need to approach it from a business mindset and not something that you hold so dear to your heart that you couldn't possibly cut that one chapter that you really love. The mindset of going from seeing your books as your children to seeing your books as a business is probably the biggest change that will help you most when it comes to editing, publishing, cover art, everything. You stop making decisions based on your favorite scenes or your flowery prose, and you make decisions that serve the reader. If you have a very specific vision for the cover art of your book so that you draw it or paint it, and you hold it so close to your heart that you just can't see it any other way, not realizing that this cover art is never going to sell a single book, you're doing yourself wrong. You're not going to make much money from your books if you approach everything from the mindset of something that is precious. But if you make the mindset change to seeing your books as a business, it's so much easier to just let that go and hire a professional, someone who will actually get your books clicked on in the Amazon store and subsequently sold. It's what will keep you from editing your books yourself when you don't have any training in editing, thinking that a simple spell check is going to get your book read. Yes, this way you will end up spending a little bit more money, but in business, you spend money to make money. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy mindset change, but it is one that will do the most for your books when it comes to actually selling them. Next up, writing a book is not an easy thing to do, but writing your book is actually the easy part. Once you've been writing enough, it's more or less pretty easy, pretty straightforward to put words down on a page. I'm not saying it's not a huge accomplishment, because it is, but that's not the hard part. It's the editing, it's the publishing, it's the branding, it's the building the life as an author that's truly the hard part. I don't want to scare you out of publishing. I just want you to be prepared that it may not be as easy as you think once you finally finish your draft. However, that's what I'm here for. So if you want more information and you want to learn more about the publishing process, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below, because I will be covering that in future videos. I didn't want to scare you with this point. I did want to partially motivate you and let you know that writing a book is easier than you think. It's more of a mental roadblock to think that writing a book is hard. And once you overcome that roadblock, it becomes so much easier. And then, finally, number 5, wouldn't be a David Webb video without saying it: write every day. If you're sitting there wondering why I keep saying this, it's because I truly believe in it, and it's because it is arguably one of the most powerful things you can ever do for your writing. If you want more information on what writing every day can do for you, just go to my channel page and click any video. It's pretty much there in every single one of them. But basically, when you write every day, your brain gets into that mode so much easier, creativity comes so much faster, you sound like more of a natural. I really can't recommend it enough, which is why I keep trying to recommend it enough. And one day I'll stop, but it won't be for a while. Next year, when I do my 5 things that I've learned from 13 years of writing, it may or may not be in the video. I'll try to come up with something new, but I probably still will be saying it then. So if you don't do it already, just try it. Just write every day and see what it does for you. So with that, that is going to wrap up 5 of the most important things that I've learned from 12 years of writing. Hopefully you're getting some benefit out of this channel. It is incidentally pretty close to the 1-year anniversary of my time on YouTube. So I would like to say a special thank you to all of you who have been watching, especially for as long as the beginning of the channel. Thank you to those of you who have shown me so much support and so much love on this channel. People like Becca, Caroline, Jedi and Solo, Mariah. You guys know who you are. So much of you who have commented on just about every video, who love on me so much, who recommend me to your writer friends. You really mean the world to me. You're why I make these videos, and I just wanted to say thank you. But until next time, my name is David Webb. Thank you very much for watching, and get some writing done. People like Becca, Jedi and Solo, Caroline, Mariah. You all know who you are. No, I'm not going to say that. I don't say that word. Ugh, I'm going to vomit.
I got you to say y'all.